That's it. That one single, terrified thought is what's crashing through a young farmer's mind. He's huddled in the dark, his whole world just completely shattered by a nightmare that, well, it just became terrifyingly real. So we're jumping right into a desperate flight for survival. This explainer is all about that moment when a simple, quiet life is just torn apart and a frantic race against death begins under a cold, dark moon.
At the very heart of this chase is Randolph Thor. He's just a young man, and right now, his only goal in the entire world is to save his father, Tam. See, their farmhouse was just brutally attacked, and now the journey to the safety of their village, Emmons Field, it's become a life-or-death struggle.
But here's the thing. The real danger isn't the wound itself. It's just a little gash. Nothing serious. No, it's the fever. This is no ordinary sickness. It's like a fire is just burning him up from the inside out, a dead giveaway that the blade that cut him was poisoned with something unnatural, something deadly. And faced with this horror, Rand doesn't freeze up. Not at all. He improvises. He literally rips apart their broken cart, uses the shafts and some blankets to build a stretcher, and then he picks up his father's sword, a weapon he's probably only ever dreamed of using. It's a frantic, desperate plan for sure, but hey, it's the only one he's got.
But just when you think things can't get any worse, they do. Because Rand and Tam are not alone out there in the Westwood. The creatures from the attack, these monsters that should only exist in scary stories, are now actively hunting them through the trees.
And what's really terrifying is that there are two kinds of hunters out there. First, you've got the Trollocs, these brutish, twisted hybrids of humans and animals. Total nightmares come to life. But then, there's something else. Something worse. A silent, cloaked figure on a huge black horse, and its presence alone just radiates this wave of pure, bone-chilling hatred.
As Rand hides, he gets a look at the true scale of the threat. And it's not just one or two monsters that have wandered off. No way. It's a whole column of 20 Trollocs, marching in perfect, disciplined step right behind that dark rider. This wasn't a random attack. This is an organized hunt.
After the column passes, the real horror show begins. The rider comes back alone. And the sheer unnatural terror of this thing becomes crystal clear because its horse makes no sound at all. It moves in this eerie, deathly silence that just turns this hunt into a ghost story.
The rider stops, and it peers directly into the shadows where Rand is hiding. Rand can literally feel that gaze, that absolute hatred, searching for him. This isn't just about random destruction. This nightmare is looking for him, specifically.
So as if the monsters weren't enough, another layer of mystery starts to unfold. While Rand is dragging his father on that stretcher, Tam, lost in his fever, begins to talk. And he's remembering things that make absolutely no sense coming from a simple farmer.
Tam's whispering about ancient wars, about some king named Laman whose sin cost countless lives. He's talking about burning cities, a sacred tree called Avendareldera, and a peace that was paid for in blood. I mean, these are not the memories of a guy who spent his life shearing sheep.
You gotta understand, this is the moment Rand's entire world just cracks wide open. That very morning, Trollocs were just something out of a storyteller's tall tale. Now, they're real. And listening to his father, he has to be asking himself, if Trollocs are real, then what about all the other legends? What else is about to step out of the shadows?
But this journey through the dark, it holds one last secret. A secret that's way more personal and earth-shattering. Taim's fever dreams shift from ancient history to a single, haunting memory. One that is going to change Rand's life forever.
In his delirium, Tam remembers being on a snowy mountainside, surrounded by the dead after a huge battle. And in that awful silence, he hears it, the sound of a newborn baby, just left to die in the freezing cold after its mother, a warrior, had fallen. And then, he says it. Tam starts talking to his wife, Kari, who's been dead for years. He's telling her that he brought this baby home for them, because they never had children of their own. And he tells her he's named the baby Rand.
And just like that, the world stops. In that one gut-wrenching moment of clarity, everything Rand has ever known about himself becomes a lie. The man he's desperately trying to save, the man who raised him, he's not his real father.
All of a sudden, this desperate flight through the woods is about so much more than just staying alive. It's about the death of an identity. Rand started this night as a simple farmer's son, and now he has no idea who or what he is.
And that's where we leave Rand, lost, terrified, and wrestling with maybe the biggest question a person can ask. He is being hunted by monsters he doesn't understand, for reasons he can't possibly fathom, all while discovering his entire life has been built on a secret.
Just a quick note for you all. This is a fan-created summary. It isn't affiliated with or endorsed by Robert Jordan, Brandon Sanderson, Tor Books, or any of the copyright holders of The Wheel of Time. All rights to the original work belong to them. Please, if you're interested, support the official series by purchasing the books.